Guys, I had to end up vlogging tonight, innit? Because basically we were supposed to go and see Chris Brown. Hey, my leg. We were supposed to go and see Chris Brown. We got there was thousands of girls lining up there, like thousands of girls. And they're not getting in. And we were supposed to be on the VIP guest list. I'll give you guys a don't go to fucking what's it called? Proud lane, proud whatever.
They forgot to tell us black girls ain't allowed.
They said no black girls allowed.
They're literally handpicking these
No
white girls.
black girls allowed. No black girls allowed. What do you guys have to say?
London, you people are shagging my life. Yeah? Shag. Chris Brown, what happened to Chris Brown, man?
Oh my Chris Brown,
That guy Chris Brown, he's always black. It's Chris Black. What do you mean?
If you don't laugh, you will cry.
You cry.
It's not even Chris Brown, it's Chris Brown.
Nah.
Upon all the money that
Guys,
Chris Brown has made in
I
this
swear,
concert,
they
I'm
only-
buy me new jacket, new dress. You pay for all my Uber that I don't take back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Guys, they're only letting white things.
Your body speaks.
I'm not racist, innit? I'm not racist, but
Your body lightweight.
speaks to me.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Themis and Thought. Grab your coffee, water, tea. This is Saraswati. Whatever you're drinking, go and get that. Today we're going to be talking about this young lady who went to a Chris Brown concert and was declined access to VIP, which, first of all, the fact that you're making a video about this is already a problem for me, and yes, you making a video is a problem for me. Now, the only reason I'm doing this video is because I wanted to talk about Kayla Nicole and her being on stage, being grinded on, her talking about she did it for the brown girls, and Chris Brown coming out talking about he's not colorist, and you can miss him with the colorism stuff, and I was going to talk about that, but I am sort of exhausted, filed that away, ignored it, and then I was online and I saw Chrissy do a video and she was talking about the whole thing, and she had a snippet of this young lady talking about being turned away from getting into VIP. And I thought, this is interesting. Let me stop Chris's video and let me go look into what is happening here. And I'm disgusted. I know that we all want to be chosen. We all have some kind of wound during our childhood. And I don't necessarily think that telling people to act like they have confidence works, but pretend like you have it, girl. The way that we engage with celebrity and celebrity culture and the amount of things we allow people who are celebrity to get away with is actually kind of insane to me. We are talking about Chris Brown, a man who has consistently abused women for years. We're not just talking about Rihanna. We're not just talking about Karuchi. We're talking about repeated examples of this man being the most vicious person in relation to women, to men, right? Equal opportunity abuser, allegedly. And also just a really toxic person, a person who disrespects black women from their hair to their skin tone to Tokyo Vanity, I think her name is, came out and gave us the scoop on Chris Brown excluding black women from being able to access his VIP section if they are too dark. So we're back to the brown paper bag test. I don't know what Chris Brown identify as. I don't actually care. I don't care about his preference. I think at this juncture, seeing women pay thousands of dollars to meet Chris Brown, take pictures with him, jump up on him, kiss him, hug him, post it, lose their relationship for videos with him and pictures with him. It's kind of insane because his career, Chris Brown's career, is on the backs of the black women he continually disrespect, then comes back and pander to them. And let's be very clear, if Chris Brown want to pander, Chris Brown gets to pander. Ain't nobody gonna tell him not to. The issue that I have is not just Kayla Nicole going up there and whatever representation you think that is, fine, good, eat that up, don't care, not gonna critique it. It is what it is. She's being juxtaposed against other white women. It don't matter. I think Chrissy pointed out that Kayla Nicole, I think her name is being compared to Taylor Swift because of Travis Kelce and him having dated her in the past. don't care. What I do care about is after years and years and years of people talking about how horrible Chris Brown is, this dark-skinned woman is going to come online to tell us that she was declined entrance into his VIP section and somehow want us to feel empathy for her, where she had no empathy for any of the other women who was declined, all of the women who came out and talk about their experience with Chris Brown, all of the women Chris Brown has abused publicly that we know of. For her to know all of that and still attempted to get in proximity with Chris Brown was decline that engagement with Chris Brown. She comes out here and expects some kind of sympathy. I think that is wild, but it also speaks to something that I think these men take advantage of, and it is the need to be chosen, to be the exception, to be that one that gets validated. He might not like dark-skinned women, but I, as a dark-skinned woman in these people's mind, I am better than other dark-skinned women, and even though he's colorist, he made an exception for me, therefore I am better. It's the same way tokenism works for white people who are racist and have a black friend, and that black friend feels like they gained the world by being among white people who obviously don't like people who look like them but made an exception for them. I think this is absolutely horrendous, and it is insane. So, we're going to watch, and if you want to watch the full video, I will link it somewhere, but I'm not going to play the full video in its entirety and then comment. I'm going to play, pause, and talk. Right? Cool, let's do it.
So Boba finally comes to the gate around like 7:15. He comes to the gate. I know it's him because he had a name tag on, and his name tag basically said Boba. So I'm like, hey, are you Boba? Are you Chris Brown's manager? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm here with such and such. He said that you would be escorting me and my friends to the VIP platform. And he was like, oh, no, sorry, I don't have any more VIP wristbands. So mind you, it's 7:10, like 7:05, 7:10. So the concert just started. And I actually saw him have like 50 VIP wristbands in his pocket, but we're going to get there in a second. So he's like, I'm sorry, I don't have any more VIP wristbands left.
Sorry, the entitlement is also wild. Oh, come get VIP wristbands from Boba. Boba didn't promise you Boba tea. Boba tea is wild. Boba did not promise you wristbands. You see him with 50 wristbands, so you assume because he has 50 wristbands in his pocket that he has wristbands available, or he promised those to someone else. More likely the case they didn't want to give it to you. But like the fact that she pointed out, oh, there was 50. No, get to the point where he's handing it out to people and you feel mad without even knowing if they were already promised to these people. Again, I don't actually care about the interaction insofar as she wanting to go into the VIP because she was told she could get into VIP. I am caring only here about the fact that you thought you wanted to get into Chris Brown's VIP as a dark-skinned woman knowing this man is colorist. And then she's going to explain that she stood out there, hopped on 1 foot, spun in a circle, dip it, did it, in order to get a wristband to VIP that she did not get, even after these men sat out there and made her perform. And she did in fact perform because apparently shame is non-existent for these people. Obviously shame is non-existent because you could not beat this out of me. If I were a dark-skinned woman going to a Chris Brown concert, after everything that I know about Chris Brown, I would have kept that to myself if I had this experience because everyone told you they had this experience that looked like you. So why are you out here looking for sympathy when you didn't give it to those people? You thought you were better than the other women who came out and said this is what Chris Brown did. You showed up and you got the same treatment. Now you're online crying. Why are you online crying? Why are you online crying? Why are you online crying? Why are you online telling us this information? We already know. You are the one who seemed to ignore the fact that everyone has been telling you about how Chris Brown operates.
So I'm like, huh? I'm like, I just got off the phone with such and such. He said that you were expecting me and my friends to come. So he's like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I can't help you. And he walks away. Doesn't give us a ticket, don't give us...
I'm sorry, the fire alarm thingamabob in the background is killing me. Fix that, please. Thank you. Next.
Any explanation, just that he doesn't have the wristbands. So I immediately get on the phone with my friend that works, with Chris Brown, knows Boba, knows all of them personally. And he's like, what? He's like, he literally just told me that he was coming to get y'all and he was expecting y'all. So he's like, let me call him and see what's going on. So he calls me back and he's just apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know why he's tripping like that, but he doesn't want to give you guys the wristbands. So in the midst of it, I'm like, okay, well, he said he didn't have any left. But in the midst of it, we're standing there waiting for about 30 minutes to an hour. And me and my friends are watching him give girls wristbands that came way after us. And
You see, this is where the self-esteem thing come up for me, and y'all can believe why people do what they do. Imagine sitting there talking to someone for over 30 minutes, talking about, I need to get in, and they're like, oh, the person with the wristband who has the power to give you the wristbands do not want to give you these wristbands, so there's nothing I can do. And you are there trying to... I would be so embarrassed. I would be so mortified that there would not be a conversation happening. In my head, I would file that up somewhere as it did not happen, things that did not happen, and put that in the corner of my memory castle that I don't ever go to, like the basement or something. I will never retrieve that memory ever, and I will never tell anyone else about that memory.
these girls were mixed. They were light-skinned. They were Blasian. They were white. They were, like, they didn't look like... So one of the guys from Chris Brown's entourage that was also with Boba walked up to my Puerto Rican friend and offered her a wristband. And she was like, well, what about my two friends that I'm with? And they're like, we can't help them. So this video is getting a little bit too long, but to make a long story short, we stood there and wasted. We met Summer Walker and Bryson Tiller because we stood there waiting for somebody to help us for an hour. Boba and the rest of the entourage kept coming up, playing in our faces. They even tried to make us perform for the tickets, like made us spin around, audition, jump up and down on one leg, and, you know, stuff that the other women that did not have to do, like the light-skinned girls, the white girls, the mixed girls. They didn't have to do that. They walked up, got their wristbands, were escorted down with no problem. So, yeah, after them playing in our face for about an hour, we basically peeped what was going on. We realized we weren't, you know, getting in, and that was that.
It took you an hour to peep that you weren't going to get in after 30 minutes of being there, calling the person who told you to go there, that person telling you they don't want to give you the wristband, you all still stuck around for an hour to the point where they had y'all jumping on one foot, spinning around, dipping it and doing it for a wristband that y'all didn't get. Again, why are we hearing this? The only part of the story should have been, we went to Chris Brown's VIP people to get a wristband. They did not give it to us. We called the person who told us to come get the wristband from Boba T, and apparently he was like, I can't help you. So I turned away and walked away. I didn't even see what happened with the other women. Like, there would be no other, you wouldn't even get that. Right, but if you're getting a story, that's there would be no other part of the story where I miss Bryson Tiller, I miss whomever, and they had me jumping on one foot and spinning around. I'm laughing, and do not tell me not to laugh. Ain't no pain here, no sympathy here, none of that here. How do you sit there and expect a colorist man to not be colorist? Like, why did you think that you were the exception? Why did you even want to be the exception? Why were you at the concert?
And that was that. So after like an hour of us waiting, Boba comes back and he gives us regular tickets, like tickets that were like, you know, up in the sections, like up in the stands or whatever. So, you know, I wasn't like tripping, but I just felt like he was only doing that because I had to basically not necessarily harass him, but stress him that we just drove all the way here from Cleveland and we were promised like VIP passes, VIP tickets by such and such. And he said you knew we were coming. So he basically plus two other girls.
So, long story short, they finally felt bad for them after these girls were begging that they drove miles to get there, and they really need to be somewhere that so they can feel special. And they gave them a better seating, but not VIP, and so that's that on that. How embarrassing for you to sit up there, beg someone to be in their VIP section, and they didn't even give that to you, and you're online crying about it as if we are going to be here feeling bad for you. And we are not about to sit here feel bad for you. You've been told this repeatedly. Like, what in our minds tell us, hey, you know what? That person don't like us. It's very clear. There have been stories upon stories that are verifiable, right? But let's use allegedly there still. And you still decide, you know what? The guy that song about people and good here should be the person I go support. And not only do I want to go support, I want to be in VIP and I want them to let me in VIP. And when they don't let me in VIP, I'm going to come online and let you all know, we the public who already know this man is colorist, that a colorist man was behaving in his colorist ways. Girl, what am I supposed to do about it? Nothing I say is going to stop women like you from supporting Chris Brown and then being mad when Chris Brown take your money and go give it to his preference and treat his preferences, well, I guess he doesn't treat them well because he's like abusing them. So again, why are you wanting to be around an abuser? If I continue to talk, I'm going to get really pissed because I'm already annoyed. This man is a whole abuser, colorist, don't like you. You do not fall on the side of the spectrum that he prefer. And you're sitting here online confused as to why this man did not want you to be in his VIP section. And no, these people do not operate of their own accord. Chris Brown is giving them directive about who should be allowed. They have a culture that Chris Brown set, and you do not fit that culture. I hope this is a wake-up call to more women, black women, darker-skinned women, about Chris Brown, but it's not going to change. Women are going to still pay thousands of dollars to go meet Chris Brown, knowing that he will not let them into his section, but for them paying these thousands of dollars so he can make money to go spend it on the women that he prefer, but he also abused them. So no one wins. Maybe him turning you away was a good thing, girl. Anyway, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I was going to go into these comments, but these people are already making me sick talking about, I am so sorry that happened to you. Someone like, stop trying to say Chris Brown is, where is it? Someone said, stop trying to say Chris Brown is colorist. He was dancing with Kayla Nicole. So he was grinding on a dark-skinned woman, so colorism over, I guess. I just... Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all later. I am very annoyed. There is this part of the culture that if you are beautiful enough, if you are talented enough, and if you have enough clout, it compounds in a way that allows people to ignore the very toxic things that you do. And I'm not just saying shout at someone, get in a fight, stop. I'm talking about actual physical violence. 1, being colorist. 2, texturist. 3, and absolutely publicly disrespectful to the group of people that support you the most. And these women are still I'm done. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and there will never, ever, ever be a time on this channel where I am here listening to someone talking about Chris Brown turn them away as a dark-skinned woman in 2025 and caring. I cannot. If you don't know by now, you will never, never, ever, ever know. Like, that's insane to me. Chris Brown is a colorist. How many more ways do you need to be told that? I don't know how many. How many? Do I need to learn, like, Mandarin to say it that way? Do I French, Spanish? Like, what? How else? How? Not even just me. Ignore me. All of these women who make amazing podcasts online and videos online have been talking about this. People who have engaged with Chris Brown have talked about this. I know Kelly Rowland still loves Chris Brown and still fight for Chris Brown and ride for Chris Brown and all of that. But he a colorist, girl. It is what it is. All right. Anywho, I'm going to end this here. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I said that like 3 times, and I will see you again later. I go live on Fridays from 6 p.m. to whenever. If you want to come and talk, this is only on Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will talk more about what these lives will entail. All right.